TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
It was the longest night I've ever had. Good morning, though. Awesome morning. Thank you, Jesus. They found him.
It was a glorious Sunday morning following a terrifying night for the parents of two boys who went missing yesterday afternoon near Bemidji. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Bishop. Krista has the night off. 7- and 8-year-old cousins Riley Sprague and Cortez Smith used their heads and stayed safe in the deep woods all night after crashing their ATV. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has more on all of this, including the exclusive video of the boys' reunion with their parents.
8-year-old Riley Sprague of Park Rapids is back in his mother's arms.
Hey, buddy, where did you go?
Sprague was visiting his 7-year-old cousin, Cortez Smith, near Poposky when they crashed their ATV late Saturday, 8 miles from home. They had the good sense to break into a nearby cabin and spend the night before searchers found them this morning.
Pretty big relief for you.
Oh, yeah.
Just about a
All night searching. It's a wonderful relief.
Wonderful day. Lots of people praying from coast to coast. We got them on the prayer chains right away.
Was that an awful long night?
It was the longest night I've ever had. Good morning, though. Awesome morning. Thank you, Jesus. They found him.
Just 2 hours earlier, it was a much different scene as searchers gathered, not knowing what today might bring.
The sheriff estimates 250 people showed up to search today, along with dozens and dozens of four-wheelers. This whole thing strikes a nerve with a lot of people. What if it were my kids?
Yes, and my son is friends with Cortez, so and they're friends of the family, so it's too close to home.
Yeah, I have a 7-year-old, so you instantly just start thinking about if it was your kid, and
Okay. Tough deal.
it's really scary.
But soon after the search began, all the worries and fears of family, friends, and volunteers melted away as the news quickly spread the boys were safe. It was an especially good day for folks like Sheriff Phil Hodap, who very often don't see a happy ending to stories like this one.
Good ending. Good to see.
Yeah, very happy ending.
All right. Near Bemidji, Minnesota, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Sheriff Hodap says he was amazed by how many people turned out for today's search. Numerous agencies from around the region also pitched in to help. Now, we first told you about this story of the boys going missing on our Valley News Live Facebook page. Remember to like us on Facebook so you can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. A West Fargo man is facing 3 felony charges after he tried to take a Fargo officer's gun and ended up kicking the officer overnight. Police were called to the Holiday Inn on 13th Avenue South just after midnight for a man that was causing issues. When the officers arrived, 24-year-old Logan Marks had broken a mirror already and was in the bathroom bleeding. Officers approached Marks and he became combative. He attempted to take the officer's gun. Police tased and handcuffed Marks, but he began to resist arrest and kicked an officer. Marks was then pepper sprayed and taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say alcohol was a factor, and the injured officer also received minor injuries. Now, a young female and her dog were both killed in Wadena, Minnesota. We're getting more details about this story we first told you about last night. The Wadena County Sheriff's Office has not released the woman's name just yet. Officials say the woman and her dog were both seen on the train tracks and hit about 6 p.m. Now, BNSF officials say the woman was not at the crossing. The investigation is still ongoing. There was another train accident yesterday in the Twin Cities. Minneapolis police say a 10-year-old boy's leg was severed off and he was struck and dragged by a train Saturday afternoon near a park. Police say the boy lost a leg below the knee, suffered other injuries to his other leg, and had severe head trauma. Now, officers used a tourniquet to stop the boy's bleeding, and he is expected to survive. The Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests urged other victims to come forward following Mass at a Crookston church today. Weeks ago, Vatican officials lifted the suspension of Catholic priests who pled guilty to sex crimes in 2015. Father Joseph Jayapal served 4 years in prison and was sent back to his native country of India. Valley News Team's Yvonne Simic spoke with one of Jayapal's victims about why she thinks the church made a dangerous decision.
I was shocked and felt re-victimized all over again by the Catholic Church.
Anger is just one of the emotions Megan Peterson feels since the church lifted Father Jayapal's suspension, a man she trusted and fell victim to when she was 14. Peterson says she can't sit by anymore.
Spreading the message about Jayapal being placed back into ministry as a survivor of Jayapal, I feel that it's my obligation to do everything possible to continue to expose him and to reach out to other survivors.
Along with the SNAP advocate, they handed out pamphlets hoping to reach out to anyone else that was harmed by Jayapal. The women don't want to see any other children fall victim.
To put this man behind bars where he cannot hurt another child. If there's victims and witnesses, if they have any information, any shred of information, no matter how old or insignificant, to call law enforcement.
With the suspension lifted, it appears Jayapal can return to work in the ministry in India. That's worrying victims.
Doesn't matter that we don't know the children in India. They are as important and as precious as the children right here in Crookston. And so we have found people to be very concerned, very involved, and very willing to help.
Pope Francis has pledged to tackle the problem of sexual abuse by priests.
The Pope says he's going to do everything in his power to protect kids, and yet here we have a convicted child predator who's going to be put back in a parish. There's no excuse for that. It's reckless, it's dangerous, it's harmful, and it's so hurtful to the victims.
Peterson has advice for those who are like herself, a victim.
It's not your fault. You're not alone.
In Crookston, Yvonne Simic, Valley News Live.
Now, the two women vow to keep coming back to the area with their message. They will be in Grand Forks and Fargo tomorrow. Now, you may have some trouble getting around the area if your commute takes you to downtown Fargo starting this week. The First Avenue North Bridge is going to be shut down tomorrow and remain closed all summer long. There is a ton of construction work going on in the FM metro area this summer, which may prove to be an adventure for some drivers. Some of it is water and sewer work, some of it is flood protection work like downtown Fargo, and some of it is just major road work. Main Avenue in West Fargo and a number of projects in Moorhead like I-94 and 8th Street are prime examples of that. So in those work zones, you're being asked to pay extra attention to your driving.
We're really asking people to put their phones down this summer when you're going through these areas. It's going to be tight quarters out there, and avoid any other distractions, particularly in these work zones. We want our workers, we want the contractors' workers, anybody who's out there driving, biking, or walking, we want them to be able to get home at night. And safety is really a team effort, and we all have a role and responsibility in that.
As for tomorrow's First Avenue North closing, it stretches from the river to 3rd Avenue on the Fargo side. Westbound traffic in Moorhead will be detoured to Center Avenue on the west side of the Center Mall. Another construction note, a railroad crossing in Moorhead will be closed starting Tuesday. The railroad crossing at 20th Street and 30th Avenue South will be closed until June 11th for improvements. Village Green Boulevard to the east of the intersection will be closed during construction. All other directions will remain open to traffic. Traffic will be detoured, and drivers are encouraged to use the detour or find alternate routes. Now, these camels, they may look sweet and innocent, but they're troublemakers in disguise. Minutes after the circus door opened today at 11 at the Fargo Dome this morning, one of the camels decided to pull the fire alarm. The fire alarm is actually in the camel's cage area. The Fargo Dome was not evacuated, but firefighters did arrive on scene, making sure the coast was clear. Now, with the circus in town, one of our own here at Valley News Live decided to give circus life a shot. Valley News Live's Mike Morkin stepped away from the anchor desk to be the ringmaster. As the honorary ringmaster at today's El Zaggle Shrine Circus show, he arrived to the center of the Fargo Dome on an elephant's back. And with his enthusiasm for the circus, he helped amp up the crowd, getting them excited for all the clowns, tigers, and acrobats. Then, at the sound of the whistle, the circus commenced and it was underway.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
What an exciting day for Mike, and it was a beautiful kind of cloudy day out there. You saw the sun trying to peek through. Will we see more sun and warm temperatures this week?
You're going to have to wait until the end of the week to see them. We're going to see more moisture. Now, if you like that, we're dry and we kind of need it. So
yeah,
that's what
April
we're
showers,
see.
right?
Yep, and it will bring Mayflowers. So let's take a look at the current conditions outside. We have cloudy skies out there. Couldn't get rid of the clouds today into the Fargo area, and that kept temperatures down compared to what we saw to round out last week. We are at 48 degrees right now under those clouds. Wind is north, pretty gusty out there, 20 miles per hour right now. Moorhead at 46 degrees, and out toward Grand Forks, cloudy skies and a temperature at 41 right now. High temperatures today look like this: 53 at Fargo, warmest air into Lakes Country, 64 Detroit Lake, 68 Fergus Falls, and a 73, the really warm spot at Wadena. We are a lot cooler as you make your way out to the west, 44 your high at Jamestown, and 40 out toward Devil's Lake. Current temperatures look like this: we're down to 48 at Fargo, 39 Valley City, 43 Oaks, still at 63 at Wadena, and Fergus Falls holding at 59 degrees. The warmest air still off to our south and to our east. Marshall at 67, at Minneapolis 71, and out toward western North Dakota, Dickinson at 33 degrees. That's the cool spot. Bismarck only holding at 38 degrees right now. So the satellite loop over the last few hours shows a dry slot that's from Grand Forks to Fargo, points south. Now we're actually seeing some breaks in the clouds from Fergus Falls up toward Bemidji, but Fergus Falls and points south, some more rain showers developing down there. Now the heaviest and steadiest rain still over the Candu area, the Langdon area, as you make your way south of Jamestown, approaching the South Dakota border, especially Ellendale and off to the west. Anybody could get some rain showers as we go through the night tonight, and that will last as we go through the next couple of days. We have this low pressure system making its way out, but another one just to our south. It will continue to make its way off to the north. The warm air is still off to our south and to our east, and the cool air off to our north and the west. And this pattern will stay with us as we go at least through the day on Monday, and it will eventually start to move out by Tuesday. So as we track it through time during the overnight, still some scattered showers out there. Now the heaviest and steadiest rain tomorrow will definitely be from Fargo, points off to the west and to the south of Jamestown, and you will see it during the evening hours too. Otherwise, we have mainly cloudy skies as we go through the day on Sunday. On Monday, that is. So planning your day for Monday into the Fargo area, 43 degrees to start. Cloudy skies with a 50% chance of showers. By noon up to 53, we got a 60% chance of showers. We're going to keep the cloudy skies and a little breezy for tomorrow. We have an 80% chance of rain by 5 p.m. and the temperature close to 60 for a high. Elsewhere across the Southern Valley, we will be a little cool compared to where we have been to round out last week. 90% chance of rain by 3 p.m. Temperatures into the mid to upper 50s. Lakes Country has a 40% chance of showers. Temperatures into the upper 50s to near 60. Less of a chance of rain into Northland. We have a 20% chance. Temperatures mainly into the upper 50s out there, and we're going to see a 40% chance of showers out toward the Northern Valley. Temperatures into the upper 40s and lower 50s. And we keep the chance of some showers under the cloudy skies as we go through the day on Tuesday before this system finally starts to work its way away from us. So recapping the next couple of days, we're going to be near 60. Better chance of some rain on Monday compared to Tuesday, but anybody has a chance of showers over the next couple of days. And we start to dry out. Mostly cloudy Wednesday, 68, 62 on Thursday, mostly sunny, partly cloudy, 62 on Friday. And next weekend, we have another chance of some showers out there, and it will be a little warmer as temperatures will stay into the mid-60s. So mid to upper 60s, a little warm for this time of year, not bad. We're getting there. Spring is on its way, so the best time is later on into the week.
Yeah, but I'll take these 60s. It's better than snow and what it, could normally maybe be in this area.
Yeah, good news is we're not getting into snow.
Yeah, no snow. April showers bring May flowers, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's the mantra, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, Justin.
Yep.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, 2 area students reached the highest achievements in the Boy Scouting program today. Also, college students are rocking back into childhood joy while raising awareness. We'll let you know what for.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.